My name is Trish Hughes-Grice, and I'm a caregiver. I've done a few videos before about caregiving, but my caregiving story has changed a little bit. I take care of my brother Robert. This has been an incredibly difficult year. Robert was in the hospital 3 times this year and had sepsis, the whole thing. He's doing much better right now. I take care of my husband, who can basically take care of himself, but he has a wound that will not heal, and he has chronic back pain. So he, about 3 weeks ago, he had a skin graft, and that was his 3rd one on his leg. So we're hoping 3rd time's a charm. My mother-in-law has lived with us for a little bit this year. She has strokes, she has heart problems, there's just a lot of, she has balance issues, so she falls quite frequently. So she stayed with us for several months. She lived with us before Thanksgiving, and recently went back home to try it again. She's very independent, and she wants to live on her own. She's just so stubborn. Anyway, so 3 weeks ago today, I actually had a stroke, and that scared me to death. It's been a difficult year. I thought that I would be able to plow through. Oh, I work full-time too. So I thought I'd be able to plow through, get everything done, just go through everything, and like we always do, and come out the other side just fine. But I actually got a massage not too long ago, and my massage therapist said that I literally blew a fuse, and that's probably true. So 3 weeks ago, my whole left side went numb, and in March I had something similar. I had numbness in my face on the left side and in my hand, and then I had this metallic taste in my mouth. So I went, it kind of freaked me out. My daughter took me to the ER because it continued. It just kept going on and on and on, and very, 20 times, just bursts of this. And so finally at the end of the day I said, okay, I probably should get checked out. Got checked out. Everything seemed fine. CT scan didn't show anything. I passed all the neurological tests and everything. I did get an MRI. Saw a neurologist a couple of weeks later, and he said my brain, I had a beautiful brain, no problems with my brain. He said it's possible I had a very tiny TIA deep in my brain, but my GP had put me on low-dose aspirin and Lipitor because I didn't have crazy high cholesterol, but it was high, so he wanted me on Lipitor. In fact, he made me shake on it that I would take it, so I did after the neurologist said that I should probably be on it. So that was in March, and then June 2nd, I had that same feeling. I hadn't had it at all since March, and I thought, oh, the aspirin did the trick. That was great. Lipitor, I changed my diet, so I was really on strict low carbs, which killed me practically. And anyway, so June 2nd, I had that same feeling, just a little bit of numbness in my face and hand. That happened twice, and then at 6:20 that evening, my whole left side went numb. I could still move everything. I know the signs of stroke, the whole fast, I can't rattle them off, but you have to act fast for a stroke. I know this, and I stuck my tongue out in a mirror to see if my tongue was crooked, because I've heard that's something to check. I could see my face moving. The only problem I had was I was numb, like my face had been shot full of Novocaine, and my whole side, from literally my forehead down to my toes. It was really crazy. So Rach took me to the hospital, and they checked me out. I was on immediate stroke alert. They ran a battery of tests, and I passed them all. because I could move everything. I didn't lose my strength. The only thing I had was numbness. And so the ER doctor thought, well, maybe it's stress. You're under a lot of stress, which, rattled off everything that had been happening. So she sent me home. Well, we did a CT scan and that didn't show anything. I'm sure she consulted with a neurologist. And so they sent me home and I was okay with that. I mean, I really thought, okay, maybe this is stress. It didn't occur to me since I had passed all those tests that it was a stroke because I wasn't losing any sort of function. Just my whole side felt weird. So I went to sleep that night, woke up the next morning. My leg numbness was gone, thankfully, because it was kind of weird. It was like when your feet fall asleep and it's hard to walk on them, so that's how it was. But my hand was still numb and my face was still numb. And to her credit, my ER doctor called to check on me. And she, when I told her I was still numb, she said, okay, there's a problem. You need to get an MRI. And there was an afternoon appointment that very day, which was amazing because it was a Sunday. So I went in, got the MRI. The next morning, Richard's getting his third skin graft, and I get a call from my neurologist who says, you had a stroke. And I'm sitting in the waiting room after Richard had gone back for surgery, so he doesn't even know. He's out. And I'm with Robert, and my neurologist tells me I had a stroke, a small stroke, because I was still feeling numb. I mean, I still do. I still feel numbness in my hand and my face. So I was kind of freaking out, and he said, you need to go get started on blood thinners immediately. You need to take a very high dose of them right now. And I said, well, as it so happens, I'm in the hospital with my husband, so I will go over, please call it into the hospital pharmacy. So I went over there, took Robert over there. I decided I didn't want to haul him all the way to the pharmacy. It was kind of up a hill, and so I set him down in the shade, said, wait for me, I'll be right back. And he was busy with his puzzle, and he couldn't move, himself anywhere anyway, because he was in the transport wheelchair. So he said, he joked that he would be going to France. So I, laughed, went and picked up my prescription, took the dose that I was supposed to take, called people, my daughter and a couple of my friends, and then my legs started going numb again, so I just said, and the doctor had said, if anything else happens, you need to go to the ER. So, you know what? I'm at the hospital. I wheeled Robert over to the ER. So, we have all of our bags. Richard still does not know anything that's going on. So we wheel Robert over to the ER. I call his brother to come, be with Richard. I call Rach. She's going to come up she's my daughter. She's going to come up to be with me. And as it so happens, Richard's brother was at PT in the same medical complex. So he went, after his appointment, he went over, checked on Richard. By that time, I believe Richard was out of recovery. I got checked out, and, they didn't see any other stroke. My blood pressure was high because, I was freaking out, pretty much. So, I never imagined that I would have a stroke. So I've got Robert in the hospital, in the ER room. Rach comes up, and then, it was very quick. So they discharged me pretty quickly, and then I got set up with a stroke specialist. And so she and I left. We went over to get Richard, went home. The next day I had my appointment with the stroke specialist, and she... she was very reassuring, and she ordered a bunch of tests, so lots of blood work. She was looking at everything, had me wear a heart monitor, which actually I got set up with on Monday when I was at the hospital with Richard. May as well get it done. So I have to wear this thing for 30 days. It's kind of annoying. I've got 3 leads that it's supposed to check for AFib. I don't think I have AFib, but they want to check everything, so that's fine. So I did a CT angiogram, and, the whole time, through this, I took the week off of work. I decided I was going to go back to work on the next day, but I thought, you know what, I need help. The neurologist, the stroke specialist had said, you need to reduce your stress, you need to drink more water, you need to exercise. And she told me to exercise 3 times a day for 30 minutes. I haven't quite done that, but I have not missed, well, okay, I missed 1 day. I do walk every single day, and Rachel's really, really good to go with me every day. 1 day I missed just because it's like 100 degrees at 8 o'clock still, so I decided I would skip that. And so I am finding help for Robert. I have made some immediate changes. Richard and I hired a housekeeper. There are certain things that we could do. Richard usually goes grocery shopping, and he started to get the order for delivery through Safeway, which is great. I mean, it's a simple thing, but it's like one less thing that we have to do. The housekeepers, you know, it's expensive, but it is a huge load off. It really is. So the other thing is, he and I have wanted to go on vacation. And respite has been very difficult to come by. We're lucky. Robert goes to a day program Monday through Friday, and while I work, and Richard can recover and take care of himself, and then he takes care of Robert when he gets home around 2:30. So we still need a vacation. We still need a respite. I know I'm lucky that Robert goes to a day program. Not everybody has that. But you know, we need a respite. So we planned a vacation, and I have been contacting agencies as well as Robert's regional center rep to find respite. It's been very difficult. You know, last year we put Robert in respite for a few days at a skilled nursing facility, and that didn't go well. They didn't flag him correctly as a fall risk, so he came home with this giant bruise. I swear, it was that big. So I don't want to go through that again, but I also know that we need a break. So that's being lined up. The last thing I'm trying to do is find a home health aide for just 1 or 2 afternoons through the week, possibly a Saturday afternoon occasionally. So that was really hard for me because Robert's not hard to take care of, but there's a lot of little things, and so you're always busy. You're either restocking, you're doing laundry, you're folding laundry, you're taking him to the restroom. He's incontinent, so you know, take him to the restroom, change his brief, you know, change his clothes if he happened to leak through. All of those things, they do take time. So it would be nice to have someone in the afternoon once he gets home from day program, once or twice a week, just to come in and give Richard and I a solid 3 hours of, you know, not having Robert duty. I changed things at work a little bit. I'm still working full time, which, well, I still am. And I've arranged it so that I'm working from home in the afternoons. So I leave work around 2:30, get home about when Robert gets home, and then I, you know, finish out my day, which for my position it's very easy to do. But we're going to see how that works. So that's just on my list right now. Most important is I realized I needed to take care of myself. So I think that's what this is going to be about. Just my journey of being a caregiver, being incredibly lucky with my stroke. I can't believe how lucky I was. The only residual problem from the stroke is my hand is still a little bit numb, mainly in the thumb, but it's just tingly. It's like it's asleep. And my face, I still have a little bit of numbness there, but the doctor thinks that it might go away after, you know, several weeks, months, even a year. It may not go away. The other neurologist actually said that, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm very hopeful, and I'm dedicated and motivated to making changes, reducing stress, exercising more, and walking. So my lip doesn't feel fat anymore, so I'm very grateful for that. It does feel frozen, which is weird, but it does move. So to me, it feels like it's staying in place, frozen. So these are just little things. I mean, strokes can be devastating, and I don't want another stroke. And I'm sure, I don't know, I'm afraid the next one would be a lot worse. And this really did scare me. I don't want to overreact because it was a small stroke. I understand that, and I was very lucky, but I don't want to underreact either. I want to be around for a very, very long time. And my plan is to continue to take care of Robert and continue to take care of the people that need me and that I love, and be healthy. I need to take care of me too, and so I can be around everybody. So that's my caregiving story right now. It is changing. I guess the expression is it's a new normal. So that's my new normal. So take care of yourself. Take care. Bye-bye.